Well, hello people to the LRDI test for live attempt. This test has questions that I have not seen before. Finding a test where I have not seen the questions before is slightly difficult because if I can't create that test. So what I did was I sourced it out to a student, and that student has gone ahead and collected questions from different sources. I specifically instructed him to include two difficult questions, two moderate difficulty level questions, and two easy questions. Easy as in not 2 plus 2, but easily crackable questions. So he has applied his brain and collected whatever questions that he could potentially have. I will be attempting this test with a 40-minute timer. Let's get right into it. Okay. So the first page is instructions. This test consists of 24 questions. So I'm hoping there are 6 sets, 4 questions each. The total time available for the test is 40 minutes. Fine, all questions carry. I think this is the same set of instructions from the last test. I had sent him the file to paste the questions in. I think he has simply used the same page all over again. But still, I will read through the instructions because it is extremely important in any exam. Some questions in the test may not be of multiple choice type, and instead direct answers are to be calculated and ascertained. Those questions have been marked with theta in the title of the page. Okay. I would be highly impressed if the student has actually gone ahead and marked them with theta in the title of the page. If he has, great. If he hasn't, still okay. Theta is something we are familiar with. It is not a shock to the system. During the test, you can move between questions without answering them. Of course, you can change the answer to a question any number of times. However, the last marked answer at the end of the 40 minutes duration will be considered your final answer. Penalty for wrong answers. For every MCQ, a wrong answer attracts a penalty of -1. For unattempted, there is no penalty. For every theta question, wrong answers attract no penalty. Okay. So rules of attempting the test, that is clear to me. Instructions page. What I want you to do in order to gain hopefully most of you have already done it. Make sure you've attempted the questions yourself first. Within that 40-minute time frame, the file for the attempt is present in the description. You can go ahead, download that file, attempt it yourself first. Only after you attempted it, only then watch this video. The objective of this video is not to show you how to solve DILR, as in how to solve DILR. The knowledge part, whatever has been built up is already built up. This is more to do with how quickly or how soon should you be switching. If you have watched my how to do the analysis for DLR section, in the initial part I'm also talking of how to attempt which set to go after and which set not to go after. It is basically a function of the ability to interpret the question and your familiarity with those kinds of sets. There will always be some kinds of sets that you have never seen. So familiarity is not the only tool. There may always be sets that you think you know, but you might get stuck at them. So that is a different function altogether. The major skill that I'm trying to showcase in this video is more to do with how quickly should you be switching between questions. Just like in quant, I'm sure the last quant attempt video, which is strangely viewed by a lot of people, yet I have messages in the Telegram group talking of we could not understand the solution, and that is perfectly all right. You are not expected to understand the solution. All you were required to do was look how quickly you switch between questions, or how much time should be devoted to a question. Just because a question is from your favorite area does not mean you have to solve it, or just because a question is from your non-favorite area you have to skip it. Same processing, hopefully I would be able to apply in this test. Even if I end up scoring poorly, I'll say I'm hoping there are 6 sets. If there are, say, 3 sets of 8 questions each, or whatever it is, I end up solving 3 sets, I'm okay with it, because I don't know the judgment of the question setter. If it is very large, if it is very small, I do anything between 1 set, 2 set, 3 set, 4 set, 5 set, 6 sets, whatever gets solved, I would be happy with all outcomes as long as my decision making is not adversely impacted. And that is more to do with the fact that in prior to going into the CAT examination room, you wouldn't know the difficulty level of the paper. Therein, lies the problem of people expecting, if I do 4 sets, or if I do 3 sets, or if I do 2 sets, how much percentile will I get? That is useless chatter, because say if the section was extremely easy and you decided, no, I will do 3 sets and get 95 percentile, but everybody else in the exam is solving 4+ sets, you are then doomed to get a bad score. Or if you walk in with the expectation, no, I have to get 99 plus, I will do at least 4 sets, but the paper was tough and most people are ending up attempting only 2 to 3, you would unnecessarily push yourself, not devote adequate time to sets that you can potentially do, and in haste potentially attempt wrong questions, potentially attempt questions that were not within your range of ability. So blah and blah. Only attempt questions that you know. Don't bother about I have to attempt these many questions prior to the exam. That is extremely important. Okay, set is starting. I haven't read. Let me start the timer. 40 minutes timer. Okay, go. Timer has started. I have to keep moving this timer around as well. Two siblings, Bunty and Bubbly, divide 10 fruits equally between them. Okay, so they get 5 and 5. The fruits are divided such that each of them has at least one banana and at least one apple. Okay. Also, the number of apples and the number of bananas with Bunty is different from the number of apples and number of bananas with Bubbly. Okay. The combination of apples and bananas with Bunty is different from the combination of apples and bananas with Bubbly. When asked about the details of the fruits with each of them, they came up with the following replies. Bunty, I have more than 2 bananas. Bubbly has less than 2 apples. Bunty has more than 2 apples. I have less than 2 bananas. It is known that the statements made by each of them, exactly one is true, the other is false in any order. Okay, so this is a liar's puzzle kind of thing. I would have to take cases. I will leave it for round 2 and move on, especially because there is also theta. Oh, there is theta involved. So maybe preferred round 2. Still round 2. Let me see if other questions in this set. Okay, also theta, and also theta. So this is something that I want to attempt, but I'll come back to it. At the end of 1.5 minutes, we have identified a set that we can potentially attempt. Set 2, 8 employees P to W belong to the same department and have different years of experience from 1 to 8, all in integer values that are as shown below. Further, each one of them is either a male or a female. A team of 3 has to be formed with the above persons for a critical project that needs each selected member's contribution. The team is to be formed such that following conditions are met. There should be at least one female in the team. They haven't told me about males, females so far. The employee with the least experience cannot work without the supervision of the employee who has the highest work experience. So Q and W have to be together. If Q comes, then W has to come. If W comes, Q does not have to come. No two persons in the team have work experience that is twice that of the other. So if Q is coming, W will come, and then T cannot be a part of that, and V cannot be a part of that. These things we know. Okay. Apart from that, no other combination has been talked of so far. Among W, Q, R, V, U, no 3 persons can form a team, but any 2 among these 5 can form a team with P, S, P dot S and T by satisfying the condition 1, 2 and 3. Problematic line. This is the point that will hopefully unravel this case. Leaving it for round 2. Roughly 3 minutes gone. We have read through 2 sets. We haven't understood all 4 questions. Moving on. 9 horses participated in the horse race tournament. 5 races were held in the tournament. The winner of the race gets 5 points, first runner-up gets 3 points, and second runner-up gets 1 point, and the others do not get any points. The table below gives the points earned by each horse at the end of the tournament. A, B, C, D, okay, blah, blah, blah. One race is held between 5 horses. Okay. The first race is held among the first 5 horses from left in the table above. So race 1 is A, B, C, D, E. Okay. Out of these 5 horses, A drops out and the of the race and a new horse, that is F, enters into the race. So race 1 is A, B, C, D, E. Race 2 is B, C, D, E, F. In the next race, B drops out and G enters and so on. Okay. So 1 has A, B, C, D, E. 2 has B, C, D, E, F. 3 has C, D, E, F, G. 4 has D, E, F, G, H, and 5 has E, F, G, H, I. Okay. It is also given that H is the only horse that scored in 2 consecutive races. They have given me points, they have given me this. Okay, leaving it for round 2 again. Looks like a fun set. I should be able to attempt this. Okay, not attempting. Roughly 5 minutes have gone. We have no idea of what we are attempting. We are still moving. At least I can say the questions are nice. 208 students in the university were interviewed for their music tastes. All the students like to listen to at least one of Indian classical, Carnatic classical, Indie pop, and Hindi film music. Out of the 51 students who like, okay, so this is set theory, and this is theta. This is set theory and theta. Okay, leaving it for round 2. Moving on, but this is like less preference. This is less preferred for me. Uh, Oh, this beautiful line is here. Use data from previous question or questions if necessary. Let me see if it is there. Use data from previous questions or questions if necessary. Use data. Okay. So preference has gone up slightly. Moderate preference, I will see. Given below is the percentage breakup of 3600 students across various streams and Thakur College of Arts and Commerce and Science. 3600 total students. Percentage breakup of students across various streams. Arts is 46%. 46% of 3600 is 50% minus 4%. So 1800 minus 144. So 1656 people here. 28%. So 30% is 1080 minus 92. So 1008 people here. 26%. 25% plus 1%, so 900 plus 36. Okay, 936. These numbers I write down because they're usually useful. Also given below is a table indicating the percentage breakup of male and female students across the various streams. Okay, so male, female. In the above table, A, B are positive real numbers and 2A is the product of 2 and A. Okay, is there any other interpretation? Okay, so I think the key will be in unlocking these 3 variables. I see A is getting used. I'm solving it right now. I'm solving this right now because this seems solvable. A should be the key to unlocking it. So I'm saying let total males be M, females will be 3600 minus M. For arts, can you see M by 2 plus 2A by 100, 3600 minus M. This is number of males, this is 2A% of females is equal to 1656. And for commerce, 3M by 10 plus A by 100, 3600 minus M is equal to, commerce is 936. Okay. So I have to solve for A and M. A simultaneous equation is getting formed. Wonderful. All I have to do is multiply this by 2. So this will become 6. So this will become 1872. Fine. So 16, 216. I'm finding out difference. Now I can subtract this minus this. So I get 216. This and this gets cancelled out. M by 2 is 5M by 10. So M by 10 or M is equal to 2160. Wonderful. 2160. So females will be 1440. Done. You can also potentially get value of A now. So 1080 minus 1656. So 1656 minus 1056 plus and 24 more. So 600 minus 24. So 576. So 2a by 100 into 1440 is equal to 576. Okay, so cancel, 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 cancel 4, cancel, cancel 2. A is equal to 20. Okay, if A is equal to 20, this is 40%, this is 40%, and this is 20%, because I'd seen 2A plus this and this. Okay, I can get precise number of people also now. Wonderful. So let me write down number of males. 50% of, so 1080, 20% of this would be 432, and 30% of this would be 648. All I'm doing is 216 into whatever. Then 40% of 1440. Oh, that is 576. This is also 576. Half of 576 is 300 minus 12, so 288. Okay, so I have precise numbers everywhere now. Question should be easy. For the commerce stream, what is the ratio of number of male students to female students? Commerce, males to females. Okay, 648, 288. I can see 9 gets cancelled. I'm left with 72 by 32. So 9 by 4. So option 1. Okay, first question done. This format is irritating because I have to go back to that question. What is the difference between the number of female students studying arts and female students studying science? Female arts is 576, female science is 576, so difference is 0. Okay, then option 4, none of these. What is the percentage of female students in Thakur College? 3600 or 40%. Okay. The number of male students studying science is greater than the number of female students studying commerce by. Male students studying science is 432. Female students studying commerce is 288. So 12 more, 300, 444. So 144. Answer to this last question, 144. We're roughly 11.5 minutes in. One set is done. We are happy. We have seen other sets. And this seems like irritating. I hope this is not magic square. There are 9 countries A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, some of which are neighboring to each other as shown in the figure below. Blah blah blah. E has 3 neighboring countries. C, G, A, agreed. G has 5 neighboring countries. A has 8 neighboring countries. So okay, normal. Alpha bond charge, blah 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 blah, are 9 detective agents that belong to one out of each of the 9 countries. The job of each agent is to spy on exactly one country that is neighboring to their country. No 2 agents spy on the same country. The following information is also known. Then you have lots of information. Because this is arrangement, I don't like arrangement. I have made such proclamations in the past as well. Not because arrangements is tough, but arrangement has the potential to be very tough. There is a cannot be determined that I see here. But this is theta, so that is nice. There is a cannot be determined here. There is a none of these here. So this is not a preferred set to attempt for me. Okay. Roughly at the end of 13 minutes, I have seen all sets. And now I'm picking which set to attempt first. So I'm going with this one, team forming. This was the line that was troubling me. Among W, Q, R, V. Let me refresh what all was there in the question. Employees, their experience. There should be at least one female in the team. Least experienced guy with the most experienced guy. So Q and W. No 2 persons in the team have work experience, that is twice that of the other. So with Q and W, T cannot come, V cannot come, P and R cannot come together. Lots of conditions. I will take care of it later. If T is okay, this last line. Among W, Q, R, V, U, no 3 persons can form a team. But any 2 among these 5 can form a team with P dot S and T by satisfying the conditions. Oh, what this line means is We were told that there has to be at least one female in the team. WQRVU, no three persons can form a team because they are all males. So P, I'm hoping this was a comma, P, S and T are females. So this is a female, this is a female, and this is a female. Cool, cool, cool. If these three are females and the other are males, let's work. If T is selected, T with 2 is selected, work experience of 2 is selected. In how many ways can the team be selected? Let's work. If there was just one female on the team, now I need two males. So Q cannot come, R can come, R is available, U can come, W can come, V cannot come because double of 2. So between these three males I have to select 2. So 3 ways. This is when one female, 2 males are involved. If there are two females, so T with 2 is definitely coming. I would have to make cases for TP, and 2 females, 1 male. 2 females, 1 male. T2 and S5. So with P is someone getting, R is getting popped off. With T you could only have R, U and W. You could only have R, U and W. Now that P comes into running, R also gets popped off. So there are 2 ways here. 2 ways here. Cool. Only U and W can come. The male person can only be U and W. Here one male is required. T and S have come. So because of T, R, U, W are left. S, does it disqualify anyone? No. 10 is not available. So R, U, W, you have to select one person out of them. So 3 ways here also. So 1 female, 2 female, or 3 females can I have? S 3, 2, 5. Yes, all 3 females, 1 way. That is also possible. So 3 plus 2 plus 3 plus 1, 9 ways. So option C. Okay. I now know what this is about. If the team consists of exactly one member whose experience in years is a prime number, what is the minimum sum of the years of experience of such a team so formed? Okay, I want minimum sum of years. So I would want Q to be involved because he has 1. But if 1 is involved, 8 will be involved. 1 cannot work without 8. And now 2 cannot be involved. Both of these are non-prime. So I can have 3. So I'm getting a 12. This is done. If 2 is involved, another case, if 2 is involved, 1 cannot come. 3 cannot come. 4 cannot come. 5 has to come. No, 5 cannot come because only one prime number. 6 has to come. 7 cannot come. 8 has to come. This is not an acceptable case. Greater than 12. If 3 is involved, I will have 3, 1, 8. That is the smallest possible case. If 4 is involved, 4, 5, 6, it will be over 12. So this is the minimum possible number only. This is the minimum possible case. So answer option D. Which of the following statements about the team composition is false? Okay. Start checking from the last statement. The lowest possible sum of the number of years of experience of all the members in which W is a member. W is a member. If I want minimum sum, W8, so Q1, then minimum will be P3 because anyway P, S and T were females. I need 1 female, I cannot take T. 5 would not be minimum, so P is 12. This is true. Wonderful. There are exactly 3 different teams in which one of the team members is always Q. Okay, if Q is taken, W has to be taken with A, and both of them are males. So third member has to be female. It can be P, it can be S, it cannot be T because that would be double of 1. So it can be P or S. There are only 2 ways. So when this says there are exactly three different teams in which one of the team members is always Q, this is a false statement. Therefore, this will be the answer. If V is the only male member of the team formed, okay, V for only male member, the three female members were P, S and T. T cannot come, P and S will come. P is 3, S is 5. Which of the following pairs of persons is a part of the team? P and S. Okay. 2 sets done. We are at the halfway mark. We are done with 2 sets. We like it. Okay. This was the thing about horses. Let me check. Apart from horses, what else was there? Set theory. Arrangement, set theory, liar puzzles. 489, 1. So 1. Set 1. Okay. 2 siblings, Bunty and Bubbly, 10 fruits equally among them, so 5 and 5. The fruits are divided in such a way that each of them has at least one banana and at least one apple. Also the number of apples. Okay, if they have at least one banana and at least one apple, can I say the combination of banana and apple, with them will be either 1, 4 or 2, 3. These are the only two combinations, or if you want to be pedantic, you can also go 3, 2 and 4, 1, because I've written banana comma apple here. These are the only 4 combinations available. Okay, fine. Also, the number of apples and number of bananas with Bunty is different from the number of apples and number of bananas with Bubbly. Okay, when asked about the details of the fruits with each of them, they came up with the following replies. Okay. They have some replies. It is known that of the statements made by each of them, exactly one is true and the other is false in any order. Okay, apples, bananas, Bunty, Bubbly. Say Bunty statement, I have more than 2 bananas, could be 3, could be 4, don't know. I'm looking at this statement. Bubbly has less than 2 apples. If Bubbly has less than 2 apples, if this is true, if what Bunty is saying is false and true, then if Bubbly has less than 2 apples, Bubbly will have 1 apple. And if Bubbly has 1 apple, she will have 4 bananas, because Bubbly is supposed to get 5 fruits in total. Cool. Now look at a Bubbly statement. Bunty has more than 2 apples. Can Bunty have more than 2 apples? Maybe. I have less than 2 bananas. This is definitely a false statement then. Bubbly's second statement will definitely be false now. If that is false, the first statement will be true. So she does not have less than 2 bananas. Bunty has more than 2 apples. If Bunty has more than 2 apples, he can have 3 apples or 4 apples. Correspondingly, he will have 2 bananas or 3 bananas. Sorry, not 2 bananas or 1 banana. Okay, so I'm getting 2 cases here. Then this is theta. And this is just one case of false and true. If I turn it around, I made A, B, Bunty, Bubbly, and this time I take this as true. The second thing is true. So I have less than 2 bananas. Bubbly has 1 banana, so she will have 4 apples. Okay, so false and true I'm taking here. So when Bunty says Bubbly has less than 2 apples, that is a false statement. So true, false here. Okay. I have more than 2 bananas. Bunty has more than 2 bananas, so he has either 3 or 4, and correspondingly you have either 2 or 1 here. Did I miss out on something? The fruits divided such that each of them has at least 1 banana and at least 1 apple. Also, the number of apples and number of bananas with Bunty is different from number of apples and number of bananas with Bubbly. I'm confused. Moving on. Not attempting. This set. Whatever comes your way. These were the horses. They were running whatever race. So race 1, race 2, race 3, race 4, race 5. Someone who came first and got 5 points. Someone who came second and got 3 points. Someone who came third got 1 point. And people who came fourth and fifth who got 0 points. Okay, another skill that I potentially want to talk of, I don't want to talk of, but I should mention, you should ensure that when you're moving between sets or once you've read it, you retain information. Otherwise, forming this table this quickly will be a challenge. You cannot start reading it all over again. So this was a key line. It is also given that H is the only horse that scored in 2 consecutive races. H has participated in only 2 races and he has scored 10 points. The only way he can do it is he came first in both those races. So H has come first here. H has come first here. Look at A's points total. He has got 5 points and he participated in only 1 race. So A came first in the first race. B has also got 5 points. He has participated in 2 races. He has got 5 points. So in one race he must have come first. In the other race he has got no points. In the first race A is coming first. So in the second race B will come first. Dunzo. B has come first here, and in the first race, let me draw a line to demarcate. Okay. I has 0 points, so I is definitely one of these two people. 4th or 5th, don't care. C has got 8 points. He has run 3 races, 1, 2, 3. He has got 8 points. So in one race he will get 3 points, in another race he will get 5 points, in one race he will get 0 points. So C is here, C is also here, C is also here. Okay, so I have first place for all the 5 races identified. We are done with A, we are done with B, we are done with C. I need points for D. D is participating in 4 races. D is participating in 4 races. So D could either be getting points in race 1 and race 3 or race 2 and race 4. We will see. E is getting 5 points and he is participating in all the 5 races. Okay. F is participating in 4 races. F is participating in 4 races and is getting 6 points. But he has only 2 races actually to get points in. So he will get 3 plus 3. This is known. But which races? 2 or 4, 3 or 5. These are both possible for him. G is getting 4 points. So he is getting 3 plus 1. D is getting 1 plus 1. Okay. Let me record it this way. For second position, I know there is an F, there is an F, there is a G. This much is done. But there are 4 empty spots. So for second position, there will be an E also. Okay. For third position, I know there is a D, there is a D, there is an E, and there is a G. There is one more E. So E has to be getting points in 3 races. If E has to be getting points in 3 races, then it can only be 1, 3 and 5. So E is here, definitely. G is there in 3 races. So I don't know about this, I don't know about this, I don't know about this, I don't know about this. G or E could come here. If G comes here or E comes here, E comes here or G comes here, E comes here or G comes here, G comes here or E comes here, that is done. F has to get 2 spots. So the only way possible is F gets 2 spots here. D has to get 2 spots. The only way possible is D gets 2 spots here. Okay. So for the first race, ABC, B has to be here. D has to be here. C, B, D, E. E has to be here. E has to be here. Last race F has to be here. F has to be here. Second last race E, F, G, 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 G has to be here. Okay, I have location for all these. What was the position of horse F in race 4? Race 4, horse F, first runner up or second position. Oh, I have to go back to the table. What is the ratio of the points scored by G and E in race 5? G and E in race 5. I cannot get the ratio because it could be 3:1 or 1:3. So answer cannot be determined. Both these options are possible. The first 3 rankers of race 3 in some order are race 3 first 3 rankers in some order. So CEG. CEG. Wow. Okay. D earned his points in. D got points in which races? 2 and 4. Race 2 and race 4. Okay. I don't know how many sets are done. I think 3 sets are done, right? I've not done 1. I've not done 4, 5. I think I'll be able to do 4 sets. So should I do Venn diagrams? First set I'm skipping. Should I do Venn diagrams or should I do the last set? I'll do the last set arrangement because I don't like it. It would be good practice. Okay, there are 9 countries A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and I, some of which are neighboring each other, blah blah blah. There were some detectives involved. Okay, so I have information regarding country, detective, and spying on which country they are spying on. These are the 3 parameters I have to distribute. Agent Bond spies on country H. So Bond spies on country H. Agent Drake is from country E. Oh, I can do this also. H, because you're spying on country H, you can only be from country C or A or D. Agent Drake is from country E. So Drake is from country E. Okay. So he will only potentially do it on C or G or A. Hey, this will get boring very quickly. Agent Engage spies on country F. So Engage spies on country F. For F, it has to be A or I or D. Agent Falcon spies on country A. Yes, this is the problem. Falcon on country A. So I'm not writing it down because for A, everything is possible. Agent Hulk is from country F. From country F, you have Agent Hulk. F. So he will go to A or I or D. Okay. Agent Immortal is from country D. D. Immortal. Not writing it down again because there are 5 cases. But this helps me because then Bond cannot be from D and Engage cannot be from D. Okay, moving on. None of the agents are from a country whose name starts with the same letter as the name of the agent. So Bond cannot be from B, done. Engage cannot be from E, done. Falcon cannot be from F, done. These are taken care of anyway. There are exactly 2 agents whose name and name of the country they are spying start with the same letter. Bond H, no. Drake CGA, no. Engage F, no. Falcon A, no. Hulk AID, no. So far there is nobody who can potentially be the 2 detectives they are talking of here. Next point, the agent from country B spies on country G. So B wala person spies on country G. If that is known, G cannot be here. Okay. The agent from country I spies on country B. I wala person spies on country B. If I wala person is spying on country B, this cannot be I. So Engage is from A. And if Engage is from A, Bond is from C. This is also known. Okay. Anything else that we are able to figure out? No, not right now. The country E is being spied by the agent from country G. G, dude is spying on country E. Okay. G, dude is spying on country E. Still any headway? No, no headway so far. Okay, going back to this eighth point, there are exactly two agents whose name and the name of the country they are spying on start with the same letter. The agents who are left are, I don't think I've used Alpha so far. Bond I have used. Charlie I haven't used. Drake I have used. Engage I have used. Falcon I have used. Gordon I have not used. Hulk I have used. Immortal I have used. So the agent who are left are Alpha, Charlie, and Gordon. Okay, those three people have to come here. Oh. See this. Bond is not spying on a country whose letter, their initials match, their initials match, their initials match. It is not happening. Can Gordon be here? Be Gordon and spying on country G? Yes, possible. We don't have a B, we don't have an E. Immortal I spying on I, is that possible? Yes. Immortal spying on I is possible. Gordon on G is possible. Immortal on I. Oh, this is not, I is not used. A cannot be here because Falcon is doing A. Okay, so Immortal doing it on I. Gordon doing it on G. Fine. A also cannot be here, so Drake is definitely spying on C. I is used up here, so Hulk is spying on D. Oh, on the left hand side there is just one country left. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Falcon is from H. Okay. Gordon is allocated. Alpha and Charlie are left. I don't think I can do it. So Alpha or Charlie, Charlie or Alpha. I think that will be all. Anyway, I'm left with very little time. Agent Bond belongs to country C. Done. I will have to go back. Agent Hulk is spying country. Enter code as who? What nuisance. So Hulk is spying on D. So D is 4. So 4. I'm guessing because this was there in Theta form, he had to do it this way. Okay. Agent Charlie is spying. Charlie was one of the people we are not sure of. Yes, Charlie we cannot determine. So 4. Agent Engage is from country A. Agent Gordon is from why am I trying it? Agent Engage is from country A. Yes. So 1. So I think 4 sets are done. The 2 sets I have skipped over. This one was easiest one. Okay. The 2 sets I have skipped over are Venn diagram and the first one, liar puzzles. Venn diagram I'm not saying is unsolvable. It is just that I don't like solving Venn diagram, especially when there are 4 sets. I will solve it right now after the timer gets over. Or should I look for anything? Nah, I will skip. I'll go to Venn diagrams. No, I don't think I can do anything. Oh, Venn diagram questions. 1 minute. Venn diagram questions for Theta, right? How many students like exactly 3 kinds of music? Most likely in the exam, what I would do is 10, 4, 3, 1. I would have randomly marked such answers. If it is right, it is right. If it is not right, it is not right. It does not make sense for me to go back and solve these questions right now. I'm stopping the timer and then I will try attempting the Venn diagram question once more just to show how solution can be reached there. For first set, I'm still peaked. Wait. Oh, let me just get rid of it. Okay. I will try this first. The attempt part of it is over. The attempt bit is over. Now, in order to ensure that you have solutions available to the question, I will simply attempt the remaining 2 sets that I have not attempted. Two siblings, Bunty and Bubbly, divide 10 fruits equally between them. The fruits are divided such that each of one of them has one. Okay. Then ask about the details of the fruit. Fine. Num Number of apples and number of bananas with Bunty is different from number of apples and number of bananas with Bubbly. Number of apples and number of bananas with Bunty. 4-1 is different from number of apples and number of bananas with Bubbly. 1-4. 3-2. 1-4. 2-3. 1-4. 4-1. Yes. Bunty, I have more than 2 bananas. This is the case when first line is false. This is the case when first line is false. I have more than 2 bananas is false. Bunty has less than 2 apples. True. Yes. Both these cases true. Bunty has more than 2 apples. Bunty has more than 2 apples. I have less. This is false. This is true. Yes. If the number of apples, I'm looking at individual questions, maybe these were the cases that were needed. If the number of apples with Bubbly is less than the number of apples with Bunty, number of apples with Bubbly is less than the number of apples with Bunty. Okay, so this left hand side case is being talked of. How many bananas are there with both of them together? It will either be 6 or be 5. I am stuck between these two options. Am I interpreting something wrong? I'm guessing this is the line where we are having our trouble. The number of apples and number of bananas with Bunty is different from the number of apples and number of bananas with Bubbly. Are they saying the combination cannot be same? Are they saying the combination cannot be same? So if I have 1-4 here, I cannot have 4-1 here. Only then it makes sense to have a theta question like this. So I'm removing this. In such a case, answer here will be 6. And I will also remove 1 and 4. I will have 2 and 3 here. Okay, I will post the video. I will write it down in the description if something is wrong. If the number of bananas with Bunty is less than the number of apples with Bubbly, number of bananas with Bunty is less than the number of apples with Bubbly. Not the first case. Number of bananas with Bunty is less than the number of apples with Bubbly. Yes, second case. Then how many apples are there together with both of them? How many apples? 6. 2 questions, 6 continuously. Okay. If that is how it rolls, that is how it rolls. If the number of apples with Bubbly is more than the number of bananas with Bunty, number of apples with Bubbly is more than number of bananas with Bunty. Okay, same, second case. Now because I'm shook, I'm not even sure of whether I've done it correctly. Then what is the sum of the number of bananas with Bubbly and the number of apples with Bunty? Bananas with Bubbly and apples with Bunty. So 2 plus 1, 3. Okay. Last thing. If the number of apples possessed by Bunty is half that of apples possessed by Bubbly, Bunty has lesser apples, half. So this case only, again right side case, Bunty has half the number of apples as Bubbly. Okay. Then how many times is the number of bananas possessed by Bunty when compared to the number of bananas possessed by Bubbly? So 3 times. This is weird. First question was 6, second question was 6, third question is 3, fourth question is 3. I will check if this makes sense. I will confer with the students or the student. It is weird. And let's go to the Venn diagram question. I think I have not answered that correctly. I'm still not saying that all the solutions that I've given in this video are correct. They could very well be wrong. I will have to check once more. The attempt copy that you would get would have the correct answer key at the end. So there you can check. Okay, this is a 4 set Venn diagram. So irritating. Uh, just a reminder, this is not me attempting the test. The attempt portion is over. This is me having, this is me just trying the question post the test. This is more like what I would do in analysis. If in the test I have not attempted, post the test I sit down and attempt. Out of 208 students, always this data gets ignored. All the students like to send to 1 or 2 or 3. There was something about data questions and use previous data. Yes. Out of the 50, oh, let me name the sets first. I and C and P and F. Okay. Out of 51 students who like I as well as C. So these 4 reasons are being talked of. 20 liked P as well as F. So all 4 overlap is 20 is what this is saying. Within these 4, 20 liked both P and F, and 10 liked neither P nor F. So only I and C is 10. Okay. So if this is 10, this entire thing is supposed to be 51. So if this is X, this is 21 minus X. Okay. Out of the 81 students who like I and F, so these 4 reasons are I and F. 14 liked C but not P. C but not P. Okay, I and F like C not P. So this region, this is 14. And if this is 14, this is 7. Cool. And this was 2/3 the number of students who liked everything but I. Who liked everything but I means you like C, P and F. Only C, P and F. So if 14 is 2/3 that number, this is 21. Okay. Fine, fine, fine. Third point, the number of students who liked only I and only C was the same. These 2 regions are same. These both were same as the number of students who did not like F but liked all the other 3 kinds of music. Did not like F but all the other 3 kinds of music. These 2 regions are equal to 7. This is the list of people or the number of people who like all 3 kinds of music except F. Okay, among the 105 students who did not like C, there were 208 people in total. 105 did not like C, so 103 liked C. Okay, among the 105 students who did not like C, 27 liked all the other 3 kinds of music. So 27, this is the group of liking all 3 except C. Okay, 32 students like only 1 kind of music. I already have 14 out of them, so these 2 reasons are 18. 5 times the number of students who like only F like only P. Oh, 5 times. If this is X, this is 5X. So this is 3, this is 15. Yes, most likely this is the diagram. Okay, let's get to individual questions. How many students liked exactly 3 kinds of music? That is easy to figure out. 7 plus 14, 21, 21 plus 21, 42, 42 plus 27. So this will be 69. If 98 students liked P as well as F, 98 students liked P as well as F. Okay, so 27, 21, 48, 48 plus 20, 68. So this region will be 30. If 98 students liked P as well as F, P as well as F, how many students out of these liked neither C nor I? So only P and F they are asking. Only P and F is 30. That is the only data we calculated. So 30. 103 students liked C. I already know. And 158 students liked F. 158 students liked F. Okay. What can I do with this? Oi, 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 oi. I had 81 students who liked I and F. So if I have 27 here and 14 here, 27 here, 14 here, 41. 41 plus 20 is 61. So this has to be 20. This is done. And now I know this was 98. This was 98. So this has to be 60. 20 gone, 17 gone. So this has to be 23. Okay, 23 here. I already had 51 here. 51, 44, 7. Let me add 51 here plus 44. 51 plus 44 is 95. 95 plus 7 is 102. So this is 1. Okay, this is 1. I can get this number also now. Let's just see. 158 is here. So how many more people? 50 more people. 7 plus 10 plus 7, 24 people gone here. So 26 left. 15 gone, 11 left. 1 gone, 10 left. 7 gone, 3 left. So this will be 3. Okay. So I have all the numbers. Wonderful. How many students liked only PNC? Only PNC. Only PNC is 1. Okay. So 1. How many students liked only INP? Only INP is 3. Okay. So 3. That was the last set that I had not attempted. I am hopeful out of the 16 questions that I have attempted, I think around at least 15 would be right. I'm very confident in my abilities, but it could very well be 12 are right, 4 are wrong, one entire set is wrong. I'm still unsure about how the answer has been reached here. This set 1 seems a little dodgy, or maybe I'm not interpreting it correctly. Whatever be the outcome, hopefully this video helps you see you don't need to solve everything fast. If you paid attention, me deciding whether to attempt a set right now or not attempt a set right now, that decision making was fast. Me actually solving the set, I was taking my time, I was reading through the instructions, going through the cases. The ability to recall information or keep it in storage spaces in your head so that you can utilize it as and when required, that is important. But you should not be rushing through a question. Otherwise the potential for making errors is high. Also, I'm not saying my decision making in this test has been very good. I think, say this set is, I think it took me a lot of time. If there was some time analysis available, I could have seen maybe the second set took me a lot of time, the third set not so much, the fourth set I thought would take me a lot of time, but when I was solving it after the test, it did not actually. It was quite straightforward. All you had to do was plug in the numbers. About 5 I'm happy. This was a straightforward question. Simple plug in values, get to the result. About the last set, yeah, this was also decent. You had to pay attention to a lot of statements, blah and blah. All in all, I think it's a very good test. Good kudos to the person who made it. Except the first set, maybe that first set is not that great, but I'm sure he has not created this set. He has simply sourced it from somewhere, and he had a problem in the set, therefore he put it here. Whatever be the reason, hopefully you found it engaging. Hopefully you found this entire video useful. Thank you very much, and okay, bye people.